firstly, a huge amount of credit and respect to Shaw. I've always respected the game at such a high level. You know, I mean, you look around the country, there's so many of these games that do go the other way, you know, like, and that's happened all year. It's really, really hard to win. It really is. You have to come with the right mindset and effort and energy. And as I said to the guys in the locker room, I mean, we've played some really good teams: Davidson, Virginia Tech, App State, Liberty in the preseason. Like, we've played some good teams: Indiana State, Tennessee Tech. Like, and if you just don't come with the right mentality, you can get your butt whipped or against anybody, or you can succeed, right? It's been definitely a big thing for our group, is just to really come together as a team the best we can, and we're really working hard at it. And it's just not something that happens easily while you're going through the battles of competition, which adds more pressure and expectation. And I say this to a lot of people, and a lot of people have a lot of comments out there about the way we're playing and so on and so forth. But if you think about your businesses that you play in, and you had to turn your businesses over at 90%, like we just turned our business over at, and expect your company to operate at a really high level and be super productive, we all know that that's not going to happen. Well, this is a team, and it will take us time to. We're just trying to keep our head above water, which, you know, the 3 previous games we fought really hard, but we didn't. Today we found a way to get across the line, up onto the next challenge.
Coach, 7.5 minutes left. Ben gets the steal and kicks on like a 12-1 run. What did you see from your team at that moment? Did you see like a switch flick with them going on that run?
Look, we had those 2 back-to-back turnovers on the baseline inbounds for them, full court, which got 2 quick back-to-back buckets. They tried to go at number 5 offensively, and KB did an unbelievable job of just keeping the ball out of his hands. You know, so it kind of built a little bit of pressure. I'm all about that. Just how do we build pressure? You know, possession after possession. We're just not good enough as a team right now to build enough pressure and break games open by, which we call, you know, getting gaps. We want to get 3 stops in a row 6 times. We have 7, which we call 2 balls today, where we had 2 stops in a row 7 times. You convert 3 of them, then the game's a different story. But that takes a heck of a lot of effort and energy and discipline to be able to get those extra stops and that extra possession of offense that you need to execute. So yeah, we just had a little mini break, and but you know, I wouldn't say we executed great down the stretch either, because we had to make some free throws. But you know, then we'll learn from that. I mean, I tell our guys all the time, at some point this year, you're going to be asked to make big free throws. And you know, Damani and Ben were in those situations where they had to make them, and we haven't shot the ball very well from the foul line as a team. And tonight we were a little bit better, so you know, you learn from that.
Those games are, I mean, never easy, I guess, from the outside. When they're games where at least the outside's thinking it should be a substantial win.
Sure.
What do you learn about your guys finding a way to just get across the line, as you said?
Yeah, it was a bit of a somber locker room after the game. You know, they're disappointed, but as I said to the guys, like, don't disrespect the game and them. Like, they Shaw did an excellent job. Coach did an excellent job. I think they'll have a really good season, that group. They got pieces there. Like, you know, as the game went into the second half, I could feel the guys like, oh man, we've got to be better. Like they were fighting. They were trying to fight instead of me trying to get them to fight, which that was awesome to see. And that's what you want. You want a player-driven team that drives behaviors that win. And so they were trying to will each other along and push each other and demand more from each other. And that was probably the biggest positive out of today, is that they did that. And just found a way to get across the line, because winning's hard, man. Winning's hard. I think losing's the easiest thing to do. In your life, in basketball, don't go to school, don't hand in homework assignments, don't do exam. Like, that's loser's mentality. Just easy. The hard part is studying your butt off to pass an exam and get a good grade on a project. And when you break down basketball, there's a scout that they need to understand, and they need to know personnel, and they need to know what they're going to run and how we're going to execute. And that's an exam. The game's the exam, right? You either pass it or you don't. So just got to find ways to continue to keep growing.
Coach, you talked about learning each other physically. Obviously, defense playing on a street, and offense kind of know where each other is at. But what, I guess, is the process for a team to learn each other emotionally as well? How they handle each other in those late games, the tense moments. How much of that do you think needs to be present as well?
Yeah, it's a really good question, because I wish there was a way to really fast track this. I'm sure all of us here have been in relationships or are in relationships, and you don't learn your partner like that. But yeah, everyone expects us to learn our partners like that in the game, and it doesn't work like that. Like, it takes time and experiences. And to your question, like, we have to go through experiences together that we succeed and fail in, and get emotional with each other and talk things out. And like, this is the difficult thing with the environment right now, is exactly that, right? It's just going to take time. Like, there's no magic button I can just push and go, be a great team and play for one another. Like, there's no past experiences that a core group can lean back on. We have 6 games of experience. We can practice all we want. I can yell at them. I can pump their tires up. I can try and put them in as many difficult situations as possible, mentally, physically, emotionally. But until we're out there in the bright lights, on the road, at home, your home crowd has an expectation. You're on the road in hostile environments. Like, until you go through them and then try and lean back on them, we'll have to lean back on this one, Virginia Tech and Davidson and App and everybody else that we've played, like, and try and just pull those moments together. Remember we're in that game. Remember we're in practice. Remember when we're out here 6 o'clock in the morning, throwing around tires and lifting weight, like that hard stuff. How you pulled for each other to achieve something. That's the painful thing for me right now, because ultimately for me as a coach, it is my biggest reward and challenge is just getting a bunch of guys to play for one purpose. That's what I get out of coaching, is that they get to a finishing line and know that they put a heck of a lot of work in together, and went through some really difficult things and some unbelievable successful things and some funny things, and you have those memories forever. I was saying to Coach, I don't remember the record of any team I ever played on, except for one team. I don't remember any of that. What I remember is what we achieved together and playing for one another and the relationships you build. This is unfortunately so damn transactional that they don't really build a lot of relationships with anybody. They just cruise through their college careers and get to a finishing line and have no teammates. I have that. I've had that. I've got coaches on my staff that have had that and played with a core group for a long period of time that I still communicate. And this is playing college hoops 25 years ago, right? I don't think a lot of these guys are going to have that, and that's sad for me.
What's still next for this team? What do you still want out of them night to night?
mean, if we're talking just hoops, I do think we play hard tonight. Wasn't bad, but I do think up to date we definitely have played really hard. We don't play with good enough discipline yet. We don't play with good enough continuousness to finish plays off. We haven't shared the ball with each other and made great decisions yet. It's reflective in our assisted turnover ratio and assisted field goals. That's not there yet. That's what we talk about every day that we know needs to improve. Our habits at practice and the discipline required to respect every drill and everything that we do needs to be better. Got to build behaviors that win. I talk about all the time. They're a good bunch of dudes, and they let me coach them. They just don't have the habits yet to consistently convert those 7 2 stops in a row and make it 3 stops in a row. That's effort, energy, discipline, toughness. That's what all that stuff is. Mateship, competing, that's the next step for this group. And we will either do it or we will not. It's pretty simple, right? And I would love that we're 6-0 and we're kicking everyone's butt. Well, that's not happening for a lot of teams. The finishing line is March, where we've got to be playing the best basketball that this group can play, and that's got to be the goal and vision for this group.
Coach, sorry about KB's defensive effort tonight, but he also was really efficient shooting. Previous 3 games, I shot the ball 4 total times. Do you hope to see him shoot the ball more moving forward, and what can he add offensively to the team?
Yeah, KB hasn't been great this summer and fall. He's really struggled, which is disappointing. You want me to be honest? It's disappointing. I expect more out of him. We need more out of him. We will get more out of him. He's a returner. Ben's a returner. We need him to help us. And tonight he took a step doing that because he can be very good for us defensively. He's strong, he's quick, he knows what I'm about, he knows what our system's about. I'm putting it on him a little bit right now publicly, but I just expect more, and we need more. And I know he wants to give more. I know that. I know how he's built. We've got some good players here. You've got to fight and work and mentally be in the right space to go out there and perform. But I'm sure he's relieved. He saw the ball go through the bucket. He played a big role in defending down the stretch. He was engaged emotionally tonight, verbally, which I haven't seen a lot. It was there tonight, like I could see it really hurt him. He cared a lot tonight that we weren't playing well. And, he was a big part of us willing to get across the line. So Tuesday we'll get back on the floor and he's got to come out and bring it. And then again the next day and the next game and the game after that, and we'll continue to keep growing and building and come out of the hole as we're in right now.
Coach, in terms of consistent production, I mean, no one's probably been more consistent than Anton this year. I mean, what has his presence done for you? What have you liked to see? I guess again from him tonight, he's kind of brought it every single night.
Yeah, he won't be happy that he turned the ball over 4 times because he's actually done a pretty good job of taking care of the ball. I ask a lot out of him because the ball's in his hands a lot. He's got to make decisions, but that's part of his growth. I don't want to just plunk him down under the rim and he gets lucky if someone passes it to him. Like I want him to grow, being able to be a perimeter big, and he can step out and shoot the 3 ball. He can obviously be a big threat on the rim. All big guys got to be good free throw shooters and continue to grow that. people just don't understand what Anton's journey is. You know, like he's played 25 games of basketball in his life, of 10 minutes or more. 25 games, right? We have guys on our team that have played 500, right? And the practices that they've also done. He's probably had, I don't know, maybe 200 practices in a life. Typically through a season, you get over 100 practices a year. Like, what he's doing is super impressive. Really proud of him. I think he's worked his butt off. He's earning everything that he deserves because he puts the work in. He's become a lot more coachable. He wants to be a sponge. He's growing every day. He'll just keep getting better. Like, he is a shell of what he could be. And that's the exciting thing for our program and him. Because he's a big boy, he's athletic, he can play above the rim. He's got a very good skill package, he moves well. He's, as I would say, got over himself. And I think as a player, when you get over yourself and you give to the team, you give to a greater purpose, then you can really, really grow. And he's done some great stuff. And you're right, he's been really consistent. He's a low down there, he's a big man. He's a very, very big man. I've coached a lot of big guys in my career. I'm super excited what the future holds for him.